This is literally just happening out in Hollywood. Critics' Choice Awards happened. Chelsea Handler is posting it. I don't think Blake Lively is going to like.
I am your DEI host, Chelsea Handler. I want to acknowledge that we've been through a lot lately, not just here in Los Angeles, but our entire country. Waking up every day, not knowing what news we are going to hear that will disappoint or horrify us. So it is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively.
Welcome back to Tea Time with Tina. So they say Hollywood is like high school with way more money, clicks, drama, and the occasional $1 million lawsuit. But you'd think that by now, these A-listers would at least pretend to get along during awards season. Not so fast. Enter Chelsea Handler, legendary comedian, fearless roast master, and apparently the match that lit a powder keg nobody realized was still sizzling. At the Critics' Choice Awards, Chelsea took the stage, scanned the celebrity crowd with a look that all but screamed, "Oh, I've got some tea," and then dropped a scathing joke about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's legal feud.
Thank you for providing us with that distraction. I'm grateful. I think we're all grateful, and I think we're good.
Now, you'd expect polite, vaguely awkward laughter, right? Wrong. The room erupted like it was the funniest thing anyone had heard since, well, the last time Hollywood turned somebody's personal drama into primetime entertainment. If you blinked, you might have missed the joke, but across social media, everyone was fully clued in. And just like that, the biggest talk in Tinseltown wasn't about who wore what on the red carpet. It was about the implosion of the once-adored Blake Lively and how Justin Baldoni emerged from the ashes looking more like the hero than the villain.
I think everybody in this room, no matter whose side you're on, we can all agree to accept that there's probably not going to be a sequel. It ends with us, guys.
But hold up. Let's not underestimate the power of a well-timed roast. Handler's jab wasn't just a throwaway zinger aimed at Lively's situation for a cheap laugh. It actually showed us where the entertainment industry's loyalties have shifted.
She does make fun of Justin and Blake, but the fact that she's making fun of it at all shows she doesn't believe.
For years, Hollywood gave Lively its unwavering sympathy, painting her as the graceful star who'd never hurt a fly. Now there's a new vibe in the air. When Chelsea told that joke, casually mocking the endless swirl of allegations, everyone from the A-list front row to the bleachers in the back was cackling like they'd just witnessed a comedic prophecy fulfilled. It was basically the universe telling Blake, "Girl, we're kinda over this."
I think that's incredibly telling. And to see Hollywood celebrities in this room laughing at and agreeing with her that, like, we're over this. Stop, Blake. This wasn't worth it.
The moment was so charged, you could practically see a neon sign flashing. Public sympathy is canceled. And in the social media sphere, where tweets fly faster than batarangs in a Batman movie, users were retweeting Handler's roast like there was no tomorrow. That quick clip instantly overshadowed half the acceptance speeches from that night. Good luck remembering the winner for Best Director. The only thing people wanted to talk about was that takedown. But to be fair, it was just the beginning of this messy chapter, one that involves million-dollar lawsuits, whisper campaigns, canceled friendships, and enough confusion to power 1,000 soap operas.
Wave of bad press we did see about Blake Lively when the film came out this past summer was not organic. It was totally orchestrated by Justin and his team, and they've gotten their hands on a bunch of texts, especially amongst the PR team, but a couple involving Justin, that seemed to suggest they were ready to, quote, destroy her. You guys were the ones out there generating negative press against Justin. You bullies were the ones who were trying to ruin Justin so you could have your way on all the scenes and all the wardrobe and all the control, and you could feel like the producer and the director when you weren't.
By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe, because let's face it, I'm nothing without your support. Now back to the tea. Let's rewind to how we got here. Once upon a time, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni teamed up for what was supposed to be a groundbreaking film titled It Ends With Us. If you ask the internet, this movie was hyped as the next emotional juggernaut, guaranteed to make us all bawl our eyes out while Instagramming quotes about heartbreak and redemption. But that cinematic dream soured faster than milk left on a summer sidewalk. Out of nowhere, Lively accused Baldoni of, well, a laundry list of inappropriate behaviors.
Was there a coordinated smear campaign to bring down Blake Lively?
100% no.
Lively has filed a civil rights complaint and a lawsuit against her co-star, who also directed the film, where she claims that in retaliation for raising concerns, Baldoni and his team launched an online social manipulation campaign to destroy Lively's reputation. The New York Times published the first story about Lively's allegations. Now Baldoni and 9 other plaintiffs, including Baldoni's PR firm, are suing the paper for libel and say they plan to take further legal action.
Do you plan to sue Blake Lively?
Absolutely.
You will?
Yes.
In the filing, Baldoni's lawyers contend text messages were taken out of context or excluded, including one appearing to show Lively inviting Baldoni into her trailer while pumping, which they say refutes Lively's claim that Baldoni would enter her trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding.
We plan to release every single text messages between the two of them. We want the truth to be out there. We want the documents to be out there. We want people to make their determination based on receipts.
She claimed he made tasteless comments while she was breastfeeding on set.
Men repeatedly entered her makeup trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding.
She said he came in my trailer while I was breastfeeding. Well, then he produced the text messages showing her saying, I'm breastfeeding, come on over.
Insinuated that he touched her in ways that no co-star ever should, and even whispered, "You smell so good," while apparently doing some weird lip drag thing on her neck.
At one point, he leaned forward and slowly dragged his lips from her ear and down her neck as he said, "It smells so good." Mr. Baldoni was caressing Ms. Lively with his mouth in a way that had nothing to do with their roles. When Ms. Lively later objected to this behavior, Mr. Baldoni's response was, "I'm not even attracted to you." Okay, there. Okay, so he puts his like head in her neck. And says, "Am I getting beard on you?"
It smells good.
Well, it's not that. It's my body makeup.
Laughs. She laughs and says, "Oh, did you get beard on me?" She doesn't say, "Oh my God, you nuzzled me."
Now you might be thinking, did we drift into a cringe fan fiction? Because that's exactly how it sounded to half the internet. Baldoni, however, wasn't playing the role of quiet scapegoat. He slammed Lively with a defamation suit worth a cool $400 million, then lobbed another $250 million suit against the New York Times for incorrect reporting.
Then Baldoni is now counter-suing. He sued the New York Times for $250 million.
Apparently, the Times ran with Lively's accusations, and Baldoni was like, "Nuh-uh, let's see you handle a lawsuit as thick as a phone book." And folks, a phone book might be the only thing heavier than these allegations. The absolute kicker? Baldoni presented receipts, actual video footage, timestamps, and text messages indicating that Lively had invited him into her trailer, yes, while breastfeeding, and seemed perfectly fine joking around on set. The behind-the-scenes clips apparently show both actors laughing, hugging, and discussing script changes, nothing that suggests a secret lip-dragging fiasco.
And we have these moments where
Staring. You just stare.
literally, we've done it for like 5 minutes. Because, I think he would find it terrifying. He's literally...
You're talking about their spouses.
And my
When I
time...
found a sociopath.
And I think time stops.
Yeah.
But like, that's just how it's been for us from the beginning.
No, we're like, oh, look at this.
Oh.
And they Florida. Yeah. You know. It's like, oh, I can have advertising, you know.
No, I think that's cute. You guys are really cute.
I think it's more than cute.
With each new piece of evidence, the narrative flipped on its head. People began to wonder, was Lively using the Me Too movement for leverage? Did she see a chance to seize more creative control over the film if Baldoni got booted from the project in a hailstorm of bad publicity? Not to mention, if she was planning to pivot from beloved actress to power producer, she might have thought an exposé could garner public sympathy, pushing the studio to side with her.
And it's just disgusting when you go after someone, you try to destroy their life, and actually the evidence shows something different. Blake Lively was no victim here. They removed the emoji. They removed the piece about the reporter showing that Melissa saw it for the first time then, and obviously couldn't be a part of it. And they removed the rest of the text messages showing that they're joking around. I mean, it's absolutely appalling.
She played with fire, and now she got burned. This isn't going to end well for you, Blake. Sorry.
Except, well, that plan seems to have backfired. One by one, big Hollywood names started going, hey, maybe Baldoni's not the villain here. Maybe he's just a chill dude who got blindsided. The applause for him grew loud enough to drown out Lively's meticulously orchestrated storyline. And then Chelsea Handler hopped on stage to pour salt in the wound. Ouch. Now, it wouldn't be a proper Hollywood scandal without a cameo from Ryan Reynolds, right? Blake's husband, comedic genius, and part-time superhero. According to Baldoni, Reynolds may have had his own reasons for fueling the feud. Picture Reynolds in full Deadpool sarcasm mode, but behind closed doors. Baldoni alleges that Reynolds aggressively tried to sideline him, from pressuring studios to drop him to making some not-so-friendly calls to talent agencies.
And the hit piece had a bunch of text messages and emails between Baldoni and his PR team. Baldoni ended up being dropped from William Morris Agency, which is one of the biggest agencies in the world.
I just, to sit there and have your husband bully your director.
Yes.
You know, like, if you don't like this, have the balls to do it yourself.
The rumor is that Reynolds felt threatened by Baldoni's close working relationship with Lively. Maybe professional, maybe something more. The tabloids, of course, went nuts with that whiff of possible jealousy, churning out headlines like Ryan versus Justin, the battle for Blake, because apparently the fastest way to break the internet is to hint at a celebrity love triangle. It's juicy, it's messy, and it's exactly the kind of drama that Hollywood insiders have for breakfast instead of Wheaties. If you think that's the craziest layer to this story, buckle up. There's a certain pop superstar who also got dragged into the ring, one whose army of fans is bigger than some countries' populations. Enter Taylor Swift, who, by all appearances, had been close friends with Lively for years. The two were often photographed at fancy brunches, wearing matching clothes you and I could never afford. They gave BFF vibes so strong that the Swifties basically embraced Lively as part of the extended Taylor squad. That is, until a text leaked from Lively's phone describing herself as Khaleesi and calling Reynolds and Swift her loyal dragons.
It's their project. I'm like, I've got little monsters, little dragons, and their names are Taylor Swift. I don't often use them, but if you give me what I want, yes, exactly what I want, they are not going to figuratively blow fire on your heads.
Now, if you know anything about Swift, you know she's no one's loyal dragon, unless you're counting the stage pyrotechnics on her Eras tour. Insiders claim that once Swift got word of Lively's metaphor, she was less than thrilled. The idea of being portrayed as some winged servant didn't quite sit right with the same woman who wrote, "I'm sorry, the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now." And the drama only escalated when Baldoni's legal team hinted they might call Swift as a witness, presumably to clarify some text messages or behind-the-scenes gossip. The mere notion had Swift's PR team hitting the brakes so hard they left skid marks on the red carpet. Now that the friendly smiles have vanished, we're looking at what could become the trial of the decade. Mediation? According to court documents, that option's off the table because both sides would sooner jump into a cactus patch than shake hands.
And Justin were assigned a mediator in the hopes they'll settle out of court and save everyone a lengthy court saga.
So a full-blown Hollywood trial looms on the horizon, scheduled for March 2026, which in Hollywood years is basically tomorrow. Lively's legal team, in what might be a desperate Hail Mary, is demanding everything from Baldoni's text messages to his emails, even his old AOL account logs. Yes, apparently someone in Hollywood still uses AOL. That's how far they're willing to go.
Blake Lively is taking more legal action against Justin Baldoni. According to her lawyers, Blake has filed a subpoena for her former director's phone record.
But that subpoena strategy screams, we don't actually have the smoking gun we claim to have, so we're hoping to unearth something incriminating. Because if Lively already had bombshell evidence, they wouldn't need to rummage through years of digital footprints. If the data haul turns up empty, her case could fold like a poorly assembled IKEA table. And in that scenario, any sympathy she's still clinging to could evaporate faster than a cameo scene in a director's cut. As for Justin Baldoni, he's in a better spot, at least for now. His receipt dump strategy worked wonders in the court of public opinion. Everyone loves receipts, especially when they come in the form of texts and videos that contradict the other side's tearful statements. But let's not ignore the risks. If any surprising skeletons pop up, like old emails that show a different side to the story, he could find his newfound halo slipping off. Hollywood is fickle. They'll cheer you one minute and drop you the next if you become too hot to handle. Plus, there's always the possibility that some private conversation might be twisted and turned into a sensational headline. Still, you've got to hand it to Baldoni for not missing a beat. in an era when being accused of wrongdoing usually signals your professional funeral. His swift defense flipped the script. The public went from whispering, "Is he guilty?" to "Wait, is Lively the real culprit here?" in record time. But let's not kid ourselves. The most entertaining possibility is that we get the Hollywood showdown of the century, complete with star-studded witnesses, cryptic text messages, and dramatic revelations. Picture A-listers awkwardly taking the stand, defending or condemning each other while the press snaps more photos than at the Oscars. The tabloids will have a field day. Fans will be on the edge of their seats, and every morning show will treat it like the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, Swifties might stage elaborate countdowns for the day their queen might, or might not, testify. Ryan Reynolds could pop up in legal depositions, possibly trying to slip in a witty one-liner. And somewhere in the back, Chelsea Handler will probably be sipping her coffee, dropping yet another roast that becomes tomorrow's headline. When you really think about it, Chelsea's joke at the Critics' Choice Awards was less about comedic timing and more about a culture shift. Hollywood's no longer rolling out the red carpet for Blake's sob story. The audience's riotous laughter signaled that they've collectively moved on. By turning Lively's plight into a punchline, they hammered home a brutal truth. Public sympathy isn't guaranteed, not even for Golden Girls. And that's what truly has to sting for Blake. She's gone from America's sweetheart to the butt of a joke in a matter of months. Will she fight tooth and nail to clear her name in court, risking further embarrassment if the evidence doesn't swing her way? Or will she strike a quiet deal, hoping the world forgets this fiasco faster than a short-lived reality show? For now, the chatter across social media is electrifying. Everyone's got a theory. Some say Lively is the mastermind who tried to manipulate the system. Others think Baldoni must still have secrets. The only certainty is that this story is nowhere near over. The subpoenas are flying, lawyers are billing more hours than they've seen in a decade, and Hollywood watchers are munching popcorn from the sidelines. People are throwing around terms like mega trial and career-ending revelations, as if we're about to witness an epic finale in a blockbuster saga. In an industry where PR spin is practically an Olympic sport, it's fascinating to see one star's image collapse while another's gets a surprise boost. The real question might be, who's next in line to roast them? Because if there's one thing Hollywood loves more than a scandal, it's milking that scandal for every last drop of media attention. So, what's your final verdict on this epic standoff? If you've ever believed your personal drama was too over the top, just be glad you're not dropping hundreds of millions on legal fees while late-night comedians crack jokes at your expense. Because in Tinseltown, you're not really someone until someone's making fun of you on a stage, in front of millions. One scalding roast can be all it takes to transform you from America's sweetheart into public enemy number one. Or in Justin Baldoni's case, maybe that unsuspecting underdog who gets the final laugh. One thing's for sure, this is one Hollywood saga we'll be talking about for a long, long time. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love to hear your opinions. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on your favorite celeb tea. Until next time, stay tuned, stay safe, and stay informed. Only on Tea Time with Tina.